feeling that one. You weren't feeling it? Oh, you want me to sing louder?
No!
If Victorious was known for anything beside its feet jokes and cynical humor, it definitely would be the iconic music tracks that are featured on the show. Yeah, sometimes it may seem random, sometimes it may not even make any sense, but Victorious is just like, no, we're gonna put songs in it anyway. Some of my favorites being like Take a Hint, Countdown, even the early ones like Beggin' on Your Knees. Like, I don't know, just something about it that's just so nostalgic, and it really like marks a place in time where we're just sitting in front of the TV watching cable. Now we're watching Victorious on 2 different streaming services, and I don't even know what to do. I feel like I'm cheating on one of them.
So just forget about this.
I can't!
Today I wanted to go through every episode that had a musical number prominently featured in it and just kind of talk about the episode. I think it is fun and surprising in the ways they decide to introduce these songs, like how it has nothing to do with the plot, and yet some of them do. So I'm not going to rag on all of them, and plus I like the songs a lot, except for you know which one, you'll get to it. So why don't we dive in, starting from season 1. What's up everybody, it's Johnny2000, focusing on 2000s movies, TV, and so much more. And I'm a nostalgia channel. I like to cover things by season basis. But because of all the Victorious content blowing up, I just had to do another one.
Life is pain. So you just keep saying that to each other. Over and over.
This is a show about performing arts kids going to a school. Fortunately, the adult writers thought it would be so funny to put as many inappropriate jokes as possible. So this show, it's off its rails by season 2. You know, like everything that seemed like it was going to be the core and root of the show just kind of got thrown out the window. Okay, Victorious Season 1, Episode 4, the Birth Week song. I had to get an episode with the term song in its title. Now, this is super early in the series, so they wanted to front-load a lot of really good songs in this show. This one is one of the infamous ones that I like the most, but we'll get to it in a second. It starts out with Tori looking for the perfect gift for Trina. Apparently, she likes to celebrate her birthday for a week instead of just a single day, which is something I've heard a lot at this point. Actually, I've heard birth year, even. You know, celebrate my birthday this year. Maybe next year we'll celebrate my birthday.
Thought caffeine makes you vibrate. Sometimes it's nice.
And this is a huge tonal shift compared to all the later seasons I've been going over more recently. You can check out those videos now. But the characters feel a lot different, you know? It feels like the actors were trying at this time, if you will.
Jade is so pretty.
3, 2, 1.
As you may recall, the cast doesn't really like the character of Trina. In fact, all the friend group kind of trashes her every chance they get. At this point, it's a little bit more bearable, but even Daniela Monet makes the character so unlikable right off the bat. It feels like her character is at the same level throughout the whole series. I don't know how she managed to do that, but I'm curious to see it in the new series.
I'll help you. Just tell me some of your favorite things about Trina. I said, tell me some of your favorite...
So Andre helps Tori write a song, which she claims she's never done before. Okay, interesting. So yeah, after this, definitely marks a turning point. So her and Andre work really hard on getting a really cool song, and yay, it actually works out. They perform it for Trina, and despite the fact that they've achieved their goal, Trina doesn't even like it because it's not something she could pick up. The definition of a materialist.
Thanks! So where's my present?
And it's so funny watching her parents react and act supportive because they are the most uncomfortable characters ever. Like, they're not great parents at all. Having them come up with the song is actually a really fun process. We actually get to see the creativity behind it. Andre's obviously spearheading it, and Tori is kind of worthless. I don't see anything she's contributing. But the song itself is really fun. Like, I feel like they made a really upbeat number. And having all the instrumentalists there, it kind of reminds me of the Ice Cream for Kesha episode where Kesha performs. Like, they really use their apartment like a stage, and that's kind of cool when you think about it.
How much did it cost?
It didn't cost money.
Then it's not a present.
And Gat has such an interesting personality at this point because she's not bubbly and, like, ridiculous, so she's genuinely having different emotions, which I wouldn't be surprised, too. I don't want to go back to the grandmother's house if clearly she doesn't like you. Like, come on. Yeah, there's a lot of really funny jokes with the computer, but it's not really worth getting into. More so, Trina and Tori's relationship is the funniest part of this episode. Except there is a scene where Robbie's trying to present his theater project and his grandmother is just on FaceTime the whole time. It's so embarrassing, but hey, what can you do about it?
I see your puppet! Are you still taking your puppet to school?
So yeah, Trina reveals that she sold Tori's song, so she actually made it a gift that she wanted, and Tori is offended, of course, but this is the first song you wrote, Tori, and it got sold, so I don't know, I would be kind of excited. It's just stupid because it's like for $500, and clearly the record producers don't care about it, but they have her sing it, Trina. So Trina takes it to the studio, and it turns out to be the worst song ever.
Starting to figure it out.
Can't you make her sound better?
Oh,
Yep.
Why? Because she's the one singing it, and Trina is not talented. Meanwhile, Kat and Andre and Robbie's grandmother finally have an all-out brawl in the living room. Really funny, and Robbie ends up walking out on the whole situation. Very fair outcome to that one. It doesn't really have to do with the plot anyway, so I don't care. They find out that Beyonce wants to sing the song Tori wrote. They end up just trashing the entire song altogether and leaving them. Oh my god, even Tori can't sing it, despite the fact she could sing it so much better than Trina. So the song ends up being a good song, it's just kind of ditched at the last minute, because I guess that's how Hollywood runs.
Beyonce likes our song? My song? Best $500 I ever spent!
Hello!
And I like that we're leaning into it, just not as only a concept. Like, it's supposed to be the nature of the show, not just a plot device to get them out of this one situation. Yeah, all around, really fun episode. The song is definitely the highlight, and everything going on around it is almost like a lore drop if you want to get to know the characters and how they're developing throughout the school.
Robbie, this is Brenda, my friend Rona's cousin's granddaughter.
But hey, that's just the early seasons, guys. This is before everything got ridiculous. You'll notice they do this on more than one special episode of Victorious, but we start with Trina's plotline, which is genuinely just her having mouth surgery. Wow, I can't believe the stakes are so high for this one.
no, I gotta get my wisdom teeth taken out.
And is told that she's going to have to be taken care of, which I guess will be Tori's goal. So it's just a normal day of class. They're doing some kind of weird acting exercise, which I never saw any of them show any aspiration to actually do the things they do in this school, outside of school.
Guess what Jade and I are doing tonight?
Except for a couple choice episodes, but for the most part, they just want this to be a comedy. And Kat informs the class that they're gonna go to Karaoke Dokie that night. It's this new karaoke bar, and it's, I guess, for underage kids. I don't know why that's served up like that. But yeah, I guess it's all just to have a good time. Doesn't have anything to do with the mouth surgery, but when we get to the bar, we are dealing with the actual stakes. It's a bunch of girls start hitting on Beck, and I suppose even though they're terrible characters, we're rooting for Jade, but she's fighting for her boyfriend, and these girls have no empathy for her. They pretty much stomp all over them. This is like their bullying grounds.
Hollywood Arts, the school for wannabes.
And they just entered their property. Tori is, of course, in the B plot, which should be the A plot. I don't know. She's just taking care of Trina, and Trina is not useful at all. She is just moping around, not being a very good patient, if you will.
My favorite!
Tori literally has to get on top of her at one point, which is not fair. I don't know how a grown woman is acting like this. It's almost 20 full minutes before we even get to these karaoke girls getting on stage.
Enjoy us.
Enjoy my monkey fur.
And singing horribly. It's weird because it's like the halfway point of the special, and we're pretty much told that the main characters are gonna win this situation. The owners actually are related to the girls on stage, so it doesn't matter how good or bad of singers they are, it's their territory. This is confirmed, so the main cast is not welcome here. I don't know how this is a plot, or if we're truly losing. Like, it's not like this is a mainstay place that we even come back to after this episode, so I don't understand. It is cool though, because Jade and Kat get their first full-on musical number without Tori in it, and this is where that meme stemmed from. I think everybody can sing, which, by the way, they're all pretty good singers. Like, I don't think Victoria Justice is worse than either of them. Like, she just has her own style. Same like Miranda Cosgrove and Stay My Baby. Yeah, those 2000s classics, they were bangers. And this is somewhat relevant to the plot of Victorious. Like, I feel like using their skills to actually advance in life is a good plot. But yeah, still a weird way to end the first part of a two-part episode, is just finding out that these girls are not actually talented and that they're not going to be able to stay at this bar. We jump to part 2 of the episode, and the theme song is very, very minorly changed, with literally just a graphic popping up. Oh my gosh, guys, at least pretend like it's gonna be a special. Like the first one, it starts in the Tori Vega household. Her friends all come over, Beck, Andre, and Robbie, to tell Tori about what's going on at this nightclub. But Tori's still taking care of Trina, which is still not that amusing. It's just Trina acting like a spoiled child and Tori trying to help. So Kat and Jade show up as well, and they basically are like, okay, we have a plan to keep Trina under control, and you come with us and upstage these girls. Which, by the way, you guys already know you're all talented, and more talented than them, at least, and I guess they still feel the need to prove themselves, whatever. And the stakes do get somewhat raised, so we get back to the karaoke bar. We don't really see what's going on with Tori. It's just pretty much Ariana Grande as Kat making a bet with these girls that they are allowed to stay here as long as they win this singing competition, and they get to choose anybody in the bar to do it against these girls. And it's like, the girls are already bad, so I feel like even if it's not Tori in a disguise, a really ugly wig, that they could still pull this off. But no, they do choose to go with that effect. They bet Jade's boyfriend, which is so funny because it's like clearly not intended to be that, and I don't know why. That's just like the funniest part of the episode for me. The girls sing, they have a really horribly awkward performance, okay, fine. And then Tori comes up dressed like a slob.
What's your name up at the mic there?
Louise Nordoff.
And you guys know this historical scene when she takes off the wig and slowly starts being good at singing, which, by the way, I don't think your outward looks ever have to do with your quality of singing, but okay. And I can't help but wonder if this would have been the perfect break point. Like, Kat actually betting everything on the line. Like, give us a reason to come back for a second part of this episode. Like, the awkward break in between, like, them being good at singing was weird. Like, it doesn't really have you come back for more. But I guess that's why Nickelodeon aired this as a full, quote-unquote, movie, because they didn't want you to actually not wait during the commercial breaks. They just wanted you to sit through this whole thing, which is kind of cheap. Whatever, Nickelodeon. So yeah, Tori sings the main song, Freak the Freak Out, which, by the way, when this special was announced, I don't know what I was going to make of it. I couldn't tell what it was going to actually be about back then. I mean, I was optimistic. I was like watching all the previews being like, okay, so maybe it's like bars taken down and everybody has to fight to get their rights back, but it's a lot more low stakes than I remember it, and the entire special is named after this specific music number. So I guess it is a good excuse to sing for 3 minutes of the plot, but I'm still here questioning why I even have to watch this for an hour. Like, this could have been done in a 20-minute episode, let alone not advertised as this huge special. It's definitely celebratory. Like, I feel like it puts some really good vibes in your steps when you're watching it. Like, I feel like that's what people fondly remember this special as. Like, I get it. People are very nostalgic, especially for musical moments, very High School Musical-esque, having your favorite character jump in and sing, but it seems like the context here isn't really earned or even notable to even have a giant event about itself. Whatever. I'm disappointed rewatching it knowing what it could have been, and I'm easily explaining to myself why it felt like a letdown at the time, so thank you guys for bearing with me. Freak the Freak Out is definitely like a 5 out of 10 of even a Victorious episode. I feel like if you gave me another episode of Victorious, I could show you how to break it into 2 parts, and it'd be actually like really interesting. Like that one when they're in the giant cupcake going through the bad neighborhood. That was a lot going on.
What street are we on?
Yeah, what street?
Let's just say it ain't Sesame Street.
I love Sesame Street. Sunny.
No! You guys get what I'm going for, right? Like, weird way to start it off, and let alone in the first season. Like, you're telling me you're setting the whole groundwork for this entire series about a musical high school, and the biggest thing that happens is they're getting harassed by a local bar that they're not gonna actually go back to anyway? Yeah, I don't think I needed it. And then Trina, her whole plot, like, started out this entire special, had the whole thing, like, running for a little bit, and now it's just kind of aside. They're just kind of, like, like pushing it to like a C plot almost, with all the boys trying to take care of her, and it's not like there's a moral lesson or even a resolution to what she's going through. I feel like it's just them harassing Trina and the audience kind of going along with it, which by the way feels a little bullying to me. But okay, yeah, that's Freak the Freak Out. Let's get into some of the more exciting episodes with the songs that are a lot more memorable in my opinion, which is everything after season 2. Quick shout out to the Tori the Zombie episode because she sings the song Falling, which is one of my favorite songs ever. They turn it into some sort of theatrical piece with a bunch of judges and important people in the audience, despite the fact the lights are up, guys. Stage rule number 1, don't leave the lights up the whole time. And yeah, I just had to point out this one because it's one of my favorite numbers. Her and Beck are like performing in front of everybody as they're getting this mask that is attached to Tori's face taken off. But yeah, I just had to point out the song, so that's another little shout out. I'm not going to go into that short of a detail for some of these numbers. Beggin' on Your Knees, named after the song Beggin' on Your Knees. Is that so hard, guys? Come on. We start in music class, and it's just good to see that there's more than one type of class at this school, honestly. I'm like so confused at how they go about their days. The teacher assigns them to sing a song at the full moon dance, which, by the way, I feel like later on we never see anybody else perform, but it is funny because they're insulting Robbie throughout this first scene, which is so uncool. Like, it's hard to get a guy to sing in general, let alone making fun of him the whole time. Come on, guys. Everybody, for some reason, wants Tori to be on their team for this, which is surprising because she says she's never written a song, which is not true because she's wrote songs for the show. In fact, yeah, Victoria Justice has written some songs for Victorious. Surprise, surprise. That's when we jump into the opening theme song, and it's all new now because we're on to another season, which is so exciting because the clips are definitely foreshadowing a lot of crazy things happening, like the people going to jail, the school play that Tori goes to the hospital for. I always thought theme songs like this like kind of spoiled a lot of what was gonna happen in the show, especially since a lot of what happens in the show relies on shock value or just straightforward absurdism. So seeing it in the theme song always puts it as a disservice. This is like the peak of Victorious for specifically me. Then we get this attractive guy, Ryder Daniels, asking Tori on a date, and immediately it's clear to me, not to you guys, because I am slightly ahead of the curve because I have the ability to skip ahead in the episode. All around, it's a good hype session, at least. We got this barbershop quartet that keeps following around Tori to ask her to be their partner, which is crazy. You guys have 3 partners, you're fine. Meanwhile, Robbie asks a girl out, and she just says she'd rather stay home and do nothing, which is kind of baller of her to say, but not really nice.
Look, I would go out with you, but I'd really rather just stay home and do nothing.
We get a really funny subplot of Kat constantly getting calls on her pair phone for emergencies.
Oh my god, you're right. I should call the paramedics.
Dan Schneider shows just love to have them do something incredibly horrible and then everybody just shrug their head as if it's just an awkward inconvenience for them. Like, I don't understand their priorities here. So this is where things get juicy. Tori actually does decide to go on a date with this guy, and Trina warns her that he's been out with girls before and just breaks up with them without any warning, which is definitely a fair thing to worry about. But Tori is just like kind of ignoring it for now. She just goes on the date with him as if everything's normal, but Trina interrupts, telling her to check his phone. Oh my gosh. This is not appropriate for somebody you're going on a first date with. Like, it's one thing to check your phone or each other's phones in relationships, like, let's say at least a month in, but they have been 1 date in and Tori's already looking through his phone and he catches her immediately. Oh my lord. So yeah, this does not look good on Tori's part, and she's feeling super guilty. This actually sets up the psychology a lot for Tori not putting her defenses down for Ryder because of the fact she made this big mistake. Like, of course she's not gonna be able to pick up on anything that's actually happening because he's got this in his court. This actually sets up Tori with the idea that they could be singing partners, which this is where it's starting to get a little sketchy. This guy is up to no good. Robbie starts dressing like a bad boy, which is crazy because the 2010s is just all about bad boys. You could ask Big Time Rush, guys.
Hey, what did you do?
I realized that a guy like Ryder gets girls because of his looks and his attitude. So I makeovered myself.
So they end up having this huge romantic time, writing a song together, and they even end up kissing. Aww. So yeah, Robbie is told that Ryder is up to no good. So all the friends essentially have an intervention for Tori without the organization. They just kind of show up at her house and say that, like, she should look out for herself. So this ends up coming up at the Moonlight Dance. They're about to perform, and she sings Beggin' on Your Knees, which is about trashing him for going out with so many girls. And yeah, this is kind of an intense revenge for some character we don't really know super well. I mean, I get it. He's misconstrued a lot of women in the past, so that makes sense he should be chastised in front of everybody. But you know what? Taking it to the group project format is a really specific way to pay back somebody. Like, it'd be one thing if the Moonlight Dance wasn't riding on a grade, but we just dropped that entire storyline just to have Tori sing. Honestly, the song though is a banger. It does make up for the fact that the plot is kind of thrown out at this point. I just want to see the teacher congratulate the kids, but yeah, it's not gonna happen. They just get social karma, and the episode ends there with Trina taking the entire credit sequence on the paraphone, which is so funny to me. I can't believe this episode is what throws us into the second season. If anything, it makes me more vague on what the show is actually trying to do. I guess moral of the story is like friendship matters, but even then they don't seem to have an active role in Tori's life until like the last possible moment. So whatever, I just want to see what Andre's up to, honestly. He is my favorite at this point, and I just want to see what this guy's doing. Next, we have Prom Wrecker. The Victorious Prom episode is surprisingly close to Sunny with a Chance's prom episode, which I find really funny. It's called Prom Wrecker Season 2, Episode 5, and it all starts with this episode of Tori and Kat watching Andre kiss. Okay, it's just like a really weird stalkery moment that we don't talk about, and it's like it's normal for teens. Like, this does not happen. So Rex, which is the dummy of Robbie, talks about going to the Northridge prom.
Those Northridge girls.
Tori's like, hey, we need a prom. So she goes to Sikowitz, who doesn't realize he's the head of student activities. What? And she's like, we need to have a prom here. Yay. Okay, and this is where it feels a lot like the Sunny with a Chance episode, because it's Tori trying to spearhead this prom and everybody else is like unsure of how to do it. I don't know why it's like the main character always has to be the leader in all these things. So yeah, Tori gets the whole crew together and gives everybody an assignment, and it looks like she's done like years worth of work to prepare for this prom. Like, I can't believe how invested she is in this. And since it's still kind of like earlier in the series, like, it feels kind of new to watch this show still. I don't know why, that's just the vibe I'm getting. Conflict ensues when Jade realizes that Courtyard for Hollywood Arts that they usually hang out at is going to be used for prom instead of her performance, which she was going to do Saturday night.
I was supposed to do my performance this Saturday night. Now Psycho says I can't because you booked the Asphalt Cafe for your stupid prom.
So she's really angry at this entire endeavor and vows to take down the prom, which is kind of scary. Jade is a very scary character, and her and Tori never seem to reach a normal agreement, so it just seems like they're just at each other's throats this whole series. I don't know why. It just feels like there's enemies in the same friend group, and it's like, what? Tori renames it Prom, which is kind of ridiculous. Like, that's the most innovative thing they could do, is name the thing slightly different than it was before.
Right? Innovative. I like it. It's really stupid.
Even then, it doesn't make it a normal prom, so I don't know why she would go out of her way to get this normal tradition thing, but then change it altogether. I don't know. It's a cool idea, though. I feel like all the kids coming together for a prom is awesome. Andre keeps making out with this girl, though, throughout this entire episode, and he seems to never get a break, this poor guy. Robbie, in the meantime, keeps consistently asking Kat to go to prom with him, which is actually really sweet, and she keeps dodging it with, like, other objects or, like, weird excuses. I kind of feel bad for this guy because, I don't know, I feel like she's just avoiding him, and it sucks when you're like trying to go out to somebody with your feelings and they just like straightforward don't even let that conversation happen. It's so awkward. Robbie finds out pretty quickly that Kat doesn't actually have a date, so when she rejects him, he's really upset and offended, which I don't know why. Dude, she just rejected you. You have to let it go. In the meantime, Trina actually blackmails Sinjin into helping her rig the entire prom queen or princess or whatever they do with this, which is kind of crazy. I like that we have a subplot that's about crowning somebody the prom king or queen. I like that being a part of the tradition, honestly. I didn't realize Beck wasn't in this episode at all until Jade mentions it, that he's in Canada, and I don't know why. That's like his personality trait, that he's from Canada. And yeah, so we're kind of scared of her because she doesn't have anybody holding her back. She shows up to the prom and is acting really suspicious, and I'm getting terrified. Meanwhile, Robbie's trying to call out Kat on her lie, and it's just just not working out. Jade ends up hacking the entire monitor to put demons on the projection, and it's kind of scary to think about. So Jade just disappears and starts just acting weird. Meanwhile, Tori has to spend her whole prom tracking down Jade, and it's like kind of weird. Jade just ends up hiring this shirtless guy in a diaper with a jukebox, and I don't know how this is gonna ruin the prom, but hey, that's just her whole deal. Meanwhile, Kat is still lying to Robbie, and he's just like offended, but it turns out this guy actually does show up and she wasn't lying the whole time, which kind of is extra sad for Robbie. I like wish she was lying. And then the diaper guy ends up winning the entire prom, which is insane when you think about it. Yeah, then we start singing Best Friend's Brother, which is the most inappropriate prom song you can imagine. Then it starts to rain, and still nothing really changes in the plot. I guess somehow Jade predicted rain. And the moral of the story is, I guess, like, no matter how many things get thrown your way, you're still gonna have a good prom. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why the episode doesn't necessarily resolve. We just kind of don't see Jade again. And Psychowitz is dancing with the kids. Okay, yeah, whatever. Weird prom episode, but at least it's interesting. Oh my gosh, and Andre's never resolved his plot. Like, he just makes out with this girl, finds out that she actually doesn't like him for himself. He's just kissing her, and he just becomes okay with it. And that's kind of how that ends. Kind of weird. Around, it's a lot of fun being scared of Jade the whole time, but it doesn't feel like the episode pans out or even fully concludes. So that's always gonna bother me. Therefore, I'm not gonna be happy about it. Victorious is taking that trope of the main cast leaving into a third world country where they don't really know the culture or what's going on.
And look.
Ooh, look at that.
Oh, White Sand Beach.
Computer.
And it's all about them surviving those circumstances. Not terrible on paper, but the way they execute it, having it be more about the joke of it all as opposed to them actually being genuinely confused in a new place.
So, the swimming pool here is currently filled with ammunition.
It seems like we're turning to mock the entire culture of the place.
Get your hands off my boyfriend's head!
Luckily for them, they made up a place this time. Instead of going to Japan, they go to a place called Yerba.
Yerba.
Yerba? Yerba?
It's a very exotic island.
Like Hawaii?
Sure, yeah, like that.
Okay, that's actually definitely better than the first special. I feel like we're off to a pretty good start right from the beginning of this. I want to say it starts out as pointless as the Freak Out special, but no, it starts out with Tori and friends actually having a conversation with the food truck guy in their normal hangout. It's not Trina literally getting told she has to go to surgery and everybody dealing with that. Like, it's not just a simple episodic plot. This guy actually feeds information. This part kind of bothers me though. Like, they do have the theme song, but they replace it with clips from the special, which you think would be a positive, but honestly it feels like it cheapens the whole thing because they put the trailer for the rest of the plot in the promo, and it's like, I already know what's gonna happen before I see any of this go down. Like, I want the fact that these cast members go to jail be a big reveal and something actually interesting happening, but no, it's not that. So Tori and her friends embark on this trip to Yerba with Psychowitz, of course, taking them because we need an irresponsible adult to somehow put the kids in danger. I feel bad for this man. And yeah, he escorts them to the country, and he's heard of this country before, so maybe that's gonna be a good sign. Oh wait, it's not.
I spent 2 weeks in Yerba when I was 23.
Cool. So what's it like?
I remember nothing of that trip.
Andre ends up getting bitten by some weird fly and has a tumor for the rest of the plot. I can't believe that's even a thing.
Being bitten by a vampire moth is very good luck.
It says here that a bite from a vampire moth could kill you.
Yes, but if you live, you are very lucky.
Basically, like, they're all worried about Andre's well-being, and it seems like they're all joking about it more than they are actually worried about helping him. Then they end up having to share a same bed based on your gender, and Robbie is thrown in with the girls, which is not as funny as it used to be. Like, that's kind of offensive now to just assume his gender. I don't think we're there anymore. Point is, these guys are trapped in this new place, don't know how to go about it, and hopefully everything is going to be solved once they get their whole singing situation through, and then they could just head on home. But oh well, Andre is actually suffering this whole episode, and you feel horrible for him. The rest of the cast, you don't feel that bad for because it's like they're just genuinely acting ignorant this whole time. And yeah, none of the other actors are helping super well. I do like a lot of road trip related movies, so taking the characters out of their normal habitat already gets you a lot of points for me. So seeing all this go down is actually kind of entertaining. I definitely think it's such a step up from Freak the Freak Out until we actually get to the main event, which is the character's performance. So Psychowitz is getting ready as everybody else gets their sparkly tops ready to perform. Everybody except for Andre, who is being taken care of by this 15-year-old boy doctor. What? Okay, this is crazy. I don't know any country where it's like you need to be 15 to be qualified to take care of somebody like this. The stakes get raised when the dictator of Yerba will be at their event. Yeah, so they have this full-on performance, and Andre is at front and center, and despite his disease, I don't know why they would think he could still perform after what the doctor just said, but then again, he's 15.
How is he, Doc?
And they play one of my favorite songs in the whole series, actually. It's All I Want Is Everything, and it's just such a hype song. Definitely, they use these specials as an excuse to play a full 3-minute song, which for me, honestly, I don't like when they try to fit it into a 20-minute episode, so this is pretty acceptable, but it's given me vibes of the last season, where they just gave up on this. They didn't even care that they were taking up 3 minutes of singing. Example, Five Fingers to the Face, one of my least favorite experiences in a teen sitcom ever. I hated that musical number. But the whole special ends on a really crazy cliffhanger where Tori is told she's gonna be going to jail for kicking her shoe up and hitting the dictator. That's a great way to end a first special. If you didn't make the whole theme song about them in these jail clothes. Yeah, they literally gave away this whole mid-episode plot line just to show us that they're gonna end up in jail. You convinced me to watch the next episode, guys. You don't have to keep convincing me. Freak the Freak Out ended the same way with a big musical number, and I like that this is almost the second number in it, so it kind of takes all the hype off the first one. And yeah, they do a full-on number and manage to get such roarous applause that they convince the Chancellor that they're worth going free. That's not even how it ends. Okay, no, so the performance goes well, but then the prisoners try to escape, and Tori and her friends do so as well. So I guess they just ditch all their fellow prisoners and head out from Yerba.
Get a gun!
With one last sign of saying no escape, and we never revisit this again, which, by the way, I think a country would, like, actually find a way to track down this person. I don't think these kids would be scot-free after that experience, but hey, I'm just grateful we're not getting another Freak the Freak Out. So the second season did come in clutch for us with this special, and I'm happy because, honestly, it could have been so much worse. Driving Tori crazy, and this episode is the perfect example of the quality decline between Victoria's season 2 and 3. Like, at this point, they're not even trying. This feels like a glorified sketch show that just keeps going on and on with running character bits that don't necessarily need each other.
Hey! Little girls! You can't drive those in the street!
Like, something I really like about Seinfeld is the way they weave an A, B, and C plot together at the end of the episode. You have a problem that reflects another character's problem that reflects another one, and then they all come together to solve it. With a bunch of characters with good intentions that often butt heads because of their needs not being met, this is not doing any of that.
All right. It got worse.
Driving Tori Crazy is an episode about Tori trying to get to school. Who cares that we're at Hollywood Arts? Who cares that we're learning about acting? I want to do an episode where Corey is late to school. Which makes me even feel more annoyed because in Zoe 101, Lola weaved acting into her storylines more than this show.
It's okay, it's okay.
I'm so sorry.
And it's supposed to be about a Hollywood Arts high school. Before we get into the negatives, I do want to talk about the positives because there's very little. And my favorite one is getting to see each character one by one having a moment taking Tori to school. They're using it as an excuse to, like, kind of get deeper into the characters, and, you know, you'll see that it's really annoying because it almost makes the characters look worse than they actually are. So it was like an almost really good concept. I feel like if we got more meaningful moments that also could have been funny instead of just slapstick crazy moments, that would have been better. When Trina takes Tori to school, she forces her to shave her legs while she's driving. And that's really annoying because it's like, you guys don't just drive together to school anyway. For God's sake, even iCarly had an episode about saving the environment. We're just not gonna go for that.
Hey, move, lady! I'm helping the environment! Stupid hippie!
Hey! Little girls! You can't drive those in the street!
Land off!
And I ain't just talking trash.
Yeah, so Tori complains at school, and Beck is like, I'll take you tomorrow. And then when we think this is about to be super normal, Beck is driving with a bunch of girls fawning over him. And it's like, this really does happen to him every morning before school? Like, that's insane to me. I mean, it makes sense because it's like he's single in this time period, but I don't genuinely believe that people are following this guy around that closely. And I know Yvonne Jogia, which is the name of the actor playing Beck, actually wrote a book about his experiences on this. So if you guys read Jeanette McCurdy's book, this is probably a good sequel. The way the girls act toward Tori is disrespectful. Because if we know the main characters to do disrespectful things, obviously the side characters have to be even more ridiculous, literally ending in a physical altercation on the drive.
Did you just call me a grunch? Oh, yes, I did call you. Okay, that's it!
So Tori has to go with Andre instead. Andre has to bring his grandmother, which is so funny that that happens every day.
Girl! Would you hold my oatmeal for me?
Sure.
Put your hands out!
Okay. Why did you do that?
You said you'd hold my oatmeal!
And then we just go from car to car, and this whole episode feels like filler. Sure, there's no actual story or plot anyway, so it's like filler for just filler's sake. Of course, I love Andre's grandma. She's one of the funniest characters in all of the shows. But after having seen Drake and Josh, even a little bit of Zoe 101, I feel like they did it better earlier in the Dan Schneider's TV series runs than now.
If you don't like it, why don't you drive yourself?
I don't have my driver's license.
Where's the bathroom?
Did you just break our door in?
I rang the doorbell, I waited 25 seconds, nobody came. What was I supposed to do?
So yeah, Tori ends up having to go with Robbie, which ends up being a complete joke. They just make fun of Robbie to no end on this show. And at this point, Tori is just ungrateful because before they had a reason for her to not want to ride with everybody, like they're definitely disrespecting Tori, but in this scenario, it's like, this guy's doing you a favor, Tori, and you're just complaining and embarrassed. It gets taken a step way too far when it's Jade who takes her to school. It's so funny because like at first you're like, why would Jade offer this? And then you see that like she's insinuating she's going to kill Tori. And it can't be that bad. Like, we just got off the first season of seeing her ask Tori to produce her play, and in the third season trying to murder her. Like, it's unhinged. And the most annoying thing is when Tori walks into school, like, literally beaten up, the only thing Kat could possibly ask her or say to her is this.
I know.
And that shirt is not a good color on you.
Yeah, not a good friend. So Kat comes in and supposedly saves the day by ordering them an Uber-like parody, but it's more for a party bus. With this party bus meaning nothing to the characters, doesn't have anything to do with the plot. It's almost like they're bringing back the cupcake machine just for no reason. And guys, this is when I physically yelled at the TV. They end up turning this into a dance number. Like, oh, Tori has to share the bus with other friends, oh no! And then it just gets turned around with the bus driver joining in and everybody singing Five Fingers to the Face, which, if this song wasn't already bad on its own, the fact that it's not progressing to the plot and we just watch every character say one by one, Five Fingers to the Face, it is the most frustrating bit I've ever seen in all of teen television, and I will die on that hill, guys. This is so unnecessary to see this happening. Like, all this good talent on screen, and you're telling me these people showed up every day at 8 a.m., filmed for 12 hours to put this together. Come on. Saw this, I was like, oh cool, so the episode's actually starting now, and it's more about having to share this party bus or take the bus to school and maybe they're late or it ends up being worse. But no, the conflict is just everybody took the bus and then the musical number is the way the episode ends. We do not see these characters get off the bus, even go to school. We just have them sing Five Fingers to the Face and close on credits. Are you kidding me? If this were a movie theater, I would have walked out. And it's just getting frustrating at this point because it's like, I want to be easy on this show, but they just take every left turn they possibly could until I'm mentally living in a circle. Did you guys get my metaphor for that? Me neither. But yeah, if you ever wanted to completely guarantee you will waste somebody's time, show them season 3, episode 8, Driving Tori Crazy. You will not be disappointed, or have your expectations met, I guess. The next episode, we start with Tori separate from the class. Like, the class is actually talking about her now, which is kind of depressing considering most of the episodes is them making fun of other people, and now it's like the girls turning on her. That's kind of interesting. So nobody's really comfortable around her anymore, and you feel really bad for Tori because she's tried so hard to just fit in, and she's just trying to fit in her new career. Like, imagine me or you became YouTube famous, and we just wanted to make sure we had successful things. Like, of course, like, it's all about how far are you willing to go to be successful, but like, the moral of this whole thing is don't ever leave behind loved ones, which it's kind of randomly deep for a Victorious episode, which is what makes it feel so jarring. You're like watching this and you're like, oh, is Tori gonna make the right decision or the wrong decision? Or is it gonna end up like a regular Victorious episode where one of the characters just betrays the other? One of my favorite bits though in this special is Kat having to not eat any more Bibble, that little candy treat. Maybe just because I like candy, I can relate to it.
I like it. I went back and bought 2 more sacks. I think I might have a Bibble problem.
But she literally has a bodyguard follow her throughout the school, and that's just crazy.
Here's some Bibble to tide you over.
No Bibble for Cat.
No Bibble for Cat.
Beck and Jade are not dating in this, which is a really important note, actually. Like, that is one of the big consistent character through lines that this show even has, you know, like Tori and Beck, and then Beck and Jade. Like, it actually provides a lot of interesting ships, and he's the only one that's actually supportive of her, making Jade actually get really furious with her. Now, Jade and Tori's relationship gets really strained because not only is she a horrible person and kind of mimicking Jade's whole look. Let's face it, the only other person that acts like that is Jade. I don't know why they didn't just choose her for the record company. So Beck, Andre, and Robbie are the ones supporting Tori, which is actually really sweet. The friends come in, even though she's been kind of a jerk to them, and try to help her actually go through with performing at these music awards without letting anybody down. Tori ends up deciding that friends are more important than the music awards and standing up to the record producer. And you think this is like supposed to be the resolution to it all? Like, Tori is finally getting everybody on her side? Great. Like, this is going to be a very honorable way to end the series. But then Jade steps in and decides to take her place, so she literally sweeps the part from under her. Oh my gosh. There's a really prominent moment where Jade actually sees Beck and Tori on the webcam and sees them talking, and they're about to kiss. And oh my gosh, if I were Jade, I would be freaking out. This would break my heart. I feel like she's like really holding it together because it's concerning. She sees that Tori's actually a really good friend, and this kind of makes her act better. So Jade, after she sees that Tori is a loyal friend, she decides not to go out there. She literally decides to be the bigger person and lets Tori go out, completely betraying the record producer and sabotaging this entire music TV award show, which, by the way, can you imagine actually doing something like this? Like, you're on Nickelodeon and you fully go out in a completely different costume. Like, that would be insane. Jade ends up doing the right thing, which is really sweet. She kind of earns the right to date Beck again, I would say, just through her characteristics. Tori, like, respectfully stepped down from that relationship, and it makes you feel like a lot better about how the cast treats each other, because we've seen them in really poor, ridiculous times together, but this time they're actually coming through for one another, and I wish the series ended there. Like, this is the final 2-part episode that could have ended the whole show, and they just didn't let it end there. And that's fine. You know, obviously, all is said and done. We got 13 extra additional episodes for an otherwise canceled show. The next episode is Tori and Jade's play date. They must be struggling to give Jade stuff to do now that she's not with Beck. I feel like that was like their whole plot line. Although she can be a bully, so I guess bullying is another plot line. This episode repeats the same plot line they did for the bird scene episode, and honestly the Gorilla Club episode. Yeah, it seems like they just keep doing some of the same plots. The whole premise is that Tori and Jade need to play a couple in a play, and to be convincing, Sikowitz wants them to spend more time together. Oh my gosh, this has to be inappropriate, especially if Jade's like notably a bully. Like, can you imagine forcing your bully to hang out with the kitty bullies? Like, that's crazy. Robbie and Kat's plotline is probably the funniest in this episode. I wish the episode was named after this, but basically Sikowitz calls them up to break bad news using whatever way they can, and they decide to sing a song with Robbie on the guitar and Cat singing. They break news to this little kid that Sikowitz ran over his bike. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So other people start commissioning Robbie and Cat to start breaking other bad news, like Andre does, and we get like a whole new song out of it. At least these songs make a lot of sense. Of course, Jade loves to be difficult and is not making it easy for her and Tori to do their project. So they give us a scene from the play that they're rehearsing, and it's crazy how intricate these set designs are, especially if this isn't like going up formally, or I guess maybe it is being performed, but like still, like this is a crazy high production. Like, why would you get perfect bricks? Like, even high schools don't do this. Andre and Beck play two little twins, which is actually kind of cute. Jade and Tori get into some fights as a married couple, but Sikowitz does not believe it, so he forces them to spend more time together. They bring Burf into it to keep an eye on them and make sure they don't leave Nozu and enjoy their date. What the heck? You can't force kids to stay at a restaurant and go on a date. This is insane. But Burf becomes like a consistent character throughout this show. Like, he's in the Wanko's Warehouse episode and in the 4th season retrospective. Like, I can't believe how much this guy comes in. So yeah, Tori and Jade hate being on a date together. We get some funny quips back and forth. And yeah, they just have nothing to relate on, except for these two creepy guys that come to hit on them, and they are just so obnoxious.
We really want to hang out alone.
We are alone. Just the four of us. Bajoink!
Oh my god.
Seems like Burv and Sinjin don't really know how to step in and help them out, okay? And then we get a scene where Kat and Robbie break to Trina that she's being stood up for a date, lol. So there's just some funny bits with that, but honestly it feels like a sketch. Tori and Jade don't know how to get these guys out of their head because they're just so egotistical, like they don't even realize they're trying to ask them to leave. So they decide to jump up on stage and sing a song. It's kind of nice because this is the reason they actually connect. They relate to each other in the sense that they both don't like being hit on by guys for no reason, and that's where Take a Hint comes in, one of the best songs in the entire show. I still listen to it this day. So yeah, they pretty much call out these guys, and the guys do not pick up on it. It is insane. They involve the whole bar, and of course these musical numbers can't be any shorter just to match the amount of the plot they're using. They just show up back on stage, and Tori and Jade finally get the scene done, with all the costumes actually making this seem like a legitimate play. But here's the thing, why would you do a play with all the lights on? The entire stage is lit, but so is the audience, so I really don't know why they couldn't have at least pretended like they were in the dark. They did that for the pilot of the show, and the two guys even show up for this. Oh my gosh, I don't even believe these guys are hitting on Tori and Jade. For some reason, I don't know. All around, really fun episode, Tori and Jade's playdate. I just feel like it called for a lot of unnecessary shipping of these characters. We gotta stop projecting our ideas onto these people, okay guys? So the next episode we have is actually relevant to the show's plot. It's called Tori Fixes Beck and Jade, and I wish it wasn't this on the nose because it kind of bothers me that it almost gives away the entire ending. But hey, I'm along for the fun and the ride of it all. So there's this girl named Meredith at school that wants to hang out with Beck at the Moonlight Dance. Oh cool, they're having another dance. That's not normal. Beck is clearly nervous because of his old relationship, so he's telling this girl he has to count coins and can't go with her. Why is that an excuse, Beck? We find out out. Like, Tori is taken to the closet, janitor's closet, for Beck to tell her that Jade was jealous of this girl Meredith once, so it's gonna kill him if he asks her out. And Tori's just like, why would you live your life like that? That's what inspires her and Andre to start helping Jade move on, so that way that could be all behind them. Which is actually a really genuine thing to do for Beck. Like, Tori does not have to go that far for him. The B-plot, again, is pretty ridiculous. It's Robbie taking care of a butterfly. It's a lot more him and Kat-centric, which is kind of nice, because this is definitely a ship episode, seeing what these couples would be like together. And yeah, the butterfly flies into Kat's ear, which is a problem I gotta admit I've never had, nor as an adult or a teenager. So Tori ends up pitching Jade to everybody she knows, like, not even as a relationship, but just to ask her to the dance so she could have a little bit of hope that there's another future for her.
But Jade can be so much fun.
Which, by the way, Jade, there's not. You're gonna end up back with Beck. Spoiler alert. So since nobody asks her out, they get this guy named Gilbert to do it by paying him. Oh my gosh. But this guy gets way too scared, breaks down, and admits that he was paid to ask her out. Of course, she gets super furious and confronts Tori and Andre, which, fair enough, I feel like that makes sense. When they explain they were only trying to help Beck go out with Meredith, she says he could date whoever he wants, which is kind of like the opposite date plot. And when she finds out, she, like, immediately tries attacking Andre and Tori.
I ought to take this and kill you both with it.
How could you kill us with toilet paper?
They end up back in the janitor's closet, which, why isn't this just a main part of their set? I feel like they're always here. Beck figures out what's going on, and, it's so awkward, but Jade just kind of says, enjoy your cupcakes, and moves on. Meanwhile, Robbie's still trying to take care of this butterfly, but since it's in Kat's ear, I guess he has to take her to all the things that would need to be used for the butterfly. He makes a butterfly cage, and Kat has to put her head in it, which, oh my god, these plots are getting so weird. We're not even, like, hitting tropes anymore. We're just hitting, like, nonsense. Andre's grandmother and Trina Vega get into a funny argument in the crowd at the Moonlight Dance, which is actually so funny. Meanwhile, Beck is on his date, and this is the only time we ever really see him interested in another girl, which kind of makes sense. I don't get it. The butterfly plot gets resolved at this dance by having Andre's grandmother scream into Kat's ear to let the butterfly out, and I don't know how that ends up working, but I think the writers are just getting lazy at this point. So Beck opens up to Tori that maybe he's not interested in this new girl. He's describing what he wants in a girl. And of course, it sounds like Jade, like he wants a girl that'll push back and have strong opinions. Oh my gosh, Beck. And then, of course, Jade, goes up onto stage and starts singing a pretty good song, actually. This one doesn't bother me so much. I mean, 5 Fingers to the Face is always going to be my most hated song on earth, so anything will be an upgrade from that. And this exact moment is why people watch this show, for the ships, for the singing and musical numbers. This just happens to have all of that in one go, with Beck and Jade finally making up on stage at the end, which I still don't root for these people. So this moment doesn't seem romantic to me. It just seems toxic. It seems like they're in a crazy cycle and shouldn't always be together, but they have codependency issues. Oh well, that's every relationship at this age, so let's just move on to the next episode. So the next episode is 1,000 Berry Balls. Already kind of crazy. And in my mind, for some reason, I thought this would be Bibble related, but hey, it is cat related. It's a Robbie and cat centric episode because there's this whole event called a cow wow, which is different than that full moon thing from the last episode, different from the prom episode. There's just a lot of events that have musical singing and I guess karaoke events too. It's just all singing. So we start out Andre's Horrible Girl with Jade watching Kat throw a can of soda into the trash for no reason. These small moments of nonsense are really admirable. Like, I like that Nickelodeon really tests to see if you're paying attention. Meanwhile, Tori and the group are surprised why Andre hasn't introduced everybody to his new girlfriend. Honestly, for me, I would be a little bit offended. I'd be like, why not? But we learn pretty quickly that they do not have the best relationship. And getting off that episode with Beck and Jade, I would say this show is the king of toxic relationships. And this girl is unapologetically bitter and not treating Andre with respect at all. Like, not even trying. It'd be one thing if, like, he was trying to work around her feelings, but they don't even have an empathetic bone in their body when they're writing this show. Like, I'd love to see a grounded situation in which somebody has to admit to their friends that they don't like the person they're with.
What can I get you? That girl I came in with, she wants a cinnamon salad, but with no crab. No crab. I'm serious. Please don't put any crab in the salad. She will kill me if you do. She will kill me.
That's when they head over to Nozu, and this is the first time we get this new location, new hangout, and I love Nozu. I think this is a great addition to the show, especially since like that karaoke bar was kind of trying to do the same thing, but wouldn't quite get there. They acknowledge it with the owner of the building, and she like tries to pretend like this is nothing. Andre admits to Tori that he's only with this girl because her dad is a record producer. Oh my god, real mature Andre. I do feel like this is how people in LA operate. It's like very transactional, but the fact he like at first is trying to act like he likes her is kind of sad. Like Tori clearly knows something's up. They're like really good friends. These are a lot of moments for nice heart-to-hearts with these teenagers talking about relationships and situations that they just refuse to take. They just do comedy beat after comedy beat. Andre doesn't like this girl doesn't like Andre. Disrespect, disrespect. That's the entire show of Victorious in a nutshell. So Jade hangs out with Kat at her boss's house.
Yay, we're hanging out together.
No! Only to see that she has a signed guitar with Elvis Presley on it, and for some reason this is Jade's idol. Didn't expect that piece of lore to be dropped. And this whole B-plot is very stressful, because like Kat is literally just in this woman's home trying to take care of things, and Jade is honestly the chaotic one, which is crazy between her and Kat, like that has to be that way.
I'm Elvis Presley and I'm touching my guitar. That's right, baby. I touched the boss's skull, now I'm touching my special guitar.
She ends up breaking the guitar, which ends up feeling like a Drake and Josh episode.
See? I touched the guitar and nothing bad happened.
Kat and Jade are really good together. I wish they got the spin-off show instead of Sam and Kat. Like, give Jen McCurdy a break. So once Trina hears that Andre's girlfriend's dad is a record producer, she changes her whole personality to try to meet him. Oh my god, of course. She is like the fangirl to the max. So Tori and Andre are about to sing a song at this girl's birthday party and potentially be famous because of that. But Andre finds himself getting more and more discouraged by this lie, especially the way she treats him. It's just so not cool. He ends up not being able to keep up the lie and just breaks up with her right then and there. But she still wants him to perform the song, which this is the most logic broken part of the entire episode. I don't know why he gets his cake and eats it too. Like, this is ridiculous. Jade does her best to fix the guitar, which at first is like really sweet. Like maybe her and Kat could get through this plot line pretty simply. Beck and Robbie come over to help out, and it's really awkward because Jade and Beck broke up, but at least they remind us of that. That's some good storytelling. And everything gets so much worse. Jade even ends up breaking all the antique stuff in the building, and it's like, wow, they're not gonna get their way out of this one. And I like it when stories like create situations where there's like no way out. And poor Kat, like Jade's recklessness really put her in a predicament in a way that like I think is just going a little overboard. She is not a great friend. When I was like worried about Andre and Tori do the song at Quincy's birthday party, and yeah, it's a good song. I don't have much to say about it. They're just trying to kill 3 minutes and it worked. Meanwhile, Trina's trying to get the record producer's attention, and this is getting really dangerous. Trina, do not come up from under the table. That's so crazy. Right when Kat thinks that she's screwed and her boss is going to be furious, an earthquake happens. Oh, I see. Not only does it happen to that place, it also happens at Nozu, actually hurting Andre's girlfriend, and I guess that's supposed to be the solution of the episode. Andre smiles at the whole situation. Oh my god, Victoria, stop. And this is the perfect excuse for Beck, Kat, Jade, and Robbie to tell her boss. And yeah, he just agrees. The moral of the story, you can get away with anything as long as there's an earthquake. And they pull away Andre's girl on a gurney. Oh my god, guys, why is this going so far? We get one more reprise of the song after a post-earthquake Nozu, and I don't know why the owner's not concerned about cleaning this up or anything. It just ends here. What are they trying to say with Andre's horrible girlfriend? Like, I don't understand what this episode's doing. All around, like, good job, like, keeping up with the consistency with most of it. Pretty ashamed to say this next episode is probably my favorite. It's called The Bad Roommate, and let's just say that the characters go a little too far in this one. It's a Andre and Tori episode, which I wasn't expecting. I thought it was going to be about, you know, Andre moving in with Tori, something like that, and it's kind of like that. It takes an unpredictable turn, which I really appreciate, so that way it's not just a normal trope. So Tori tells Andre that there's going to be a famous guy from Neutronium Records coming to buy a song from a student in the school, which why in the world would that ever happen, but okay. So Andre's trying to write the perfect song. This episode kind of follows him on his journey. Andre asks to use Tori's place to work on the song and brings in full luggage. Next thing you know, Tori can't sleep and her life is miserable because Andre's been trying to write this song forever. And if you're an artist, I can relate to this. Sometimes you do need like the entire household and you'll be loud doing something you love. That's how I'm doing my voiceover right now, in fact. Sinjin tries to comfort Jade, telling her it gets better, and then Jade just has like a overreaction, which is insane. Andre ends up eating the family pot pie, which is actually a really funny thing. Andre is pretty dismissive and it almost doesn't even feel in character the way he's so disrespectful. Tori has enough of all of this and starts taking it out on Andre, with the two not even being friends anymore because of the argument, which is pretty sad. I don't think I've ever seen them be in this big of a disagreement. I wish they almost emphasized their relationship more. They're so dynamic together, and I feel like, if anything, this plot is too ridiculous to bring out the best in them, you know? So when they actually perform the song for the record producer, Tori ends up playing the song Andre wrote, without meaning to. It seems pretty malicious right off the bat, but I don't know. She sings a song about butterflies at first, and it is horrible, so I'm just glad she just didn't ruin her life. It seems like Tori can't write a song at all, and so she plays Andre's, and he's angry. The guy wants to buy it, but Andre is like insistent that this is a screw up. So now Tori and Andre have to work together if they really want to sell this song, which is actually a really sweet reason to come together and having them like fight through their differences to accomplish this song. And Andre and Tori finally have the perfect session when she realizes that he's only inspired when his grandmother is yelling at him. So it turns out that was actually the perfect work environment for him to work in, which is kind of hard to believe for me. I genuinely feel like I don't know how he got stuff done. So then Tori takes on the role of Andre's grandmother to inspire him. And yeah, I don't know if this is offensive or what to even make of it. It's not comfortable to watch, I'll tell you that much. They get the perfect song out there for the record producer, and yeah, I just realized these kids have a lot of wins and impress a lot of industry people for stuff to go nowhere. But you know what? Hey, that's how we're living in the entertainment industry anyway, why not? They bring in a baby to see if he cries during the chorus, and it is a sign that it's good? Oh my god, what a crazy thing to do. So the song ends up not being sold, and the episode just kind of ends there. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see any more of my videos, I have a lot of season retrospectives on like Drake and Josh, Zoe 101. I think it'd be a lot of fun if you just take a trip back down memory lane and watch some of my videos. I appreciate you guys so much for supporting me, liking, subscribing. Like, it means the world to me. I've been doing this for about 3 years now, and oh my god, I've been grinding. So any support would be awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.
So if you can give up control, why? Too much life breeds empty time. Even when the sky is gray, sometimes dark can light the way. Life's concerning keeps on turning days that our hope is gone. Freedom at last, say there is the sunshine fall. Then before I steal, drops make me smile.
Long, long life, I'm lit by a faint moonlight. I don't know, I keep it calm. I'm blind by the darkest sunfall.
And with it all, let the sun trade pride to get more time. It's never great.